Hello and welcome to a special holiday video here, guys. I decided to go back to the original, back to the basics. Back to what you guys always enjoyed. Yes, we are doing another Comic 101 class right now, and this time it is for the new Venom Lethal Protector series. Yes, going back to my favorite villain, Venom. So sit down, stick around, and as always, enjoy. All right, so we are happy that brains are back on the menu. Woo! Very happy. So this is the Venom Lethal Protector series that came out this year in 2022. It's a 5-issue miniseries. What was cool about it, or how it was pitched, is that David Michelinie, the person who actually created Venom, one of the co-creators, Michelinie was the writer at the time, back in The Old Amazing Spider-Man, and as you know, Todd McFarlane was the artist. A lot of people know more McFarlane created Venom, so technically, you know, it's a collab, right? McFarlane drew the character, and Michelinie wrote the character. So David Michelinie was returning to Venom, so it was a huge deal. So definitely I jumped in on this series because I always liked the way he wrote back in the old days. So got in on the series. It's a 5-part miniseries. Theoretically, there is already a Lethal Protector series that exists from 1992. So this would put this 30 years later. But alas, they don't consider this Lethal Protector 2. They consider it Lethal Protector. And then we'll have another Lethal Protector series coming out in the spring of 2023. So you're not too late to get on the bandwagon right now and read this. So this was really enjoyable for me to read. I'll tell you why. Being an old school Venom fan, like naturally, my favorite stuff is the Michelinie and McFarlane stuff. So there's a lot of callbacks to that era in these books, especially stuff that Michelinie worked on previously in the past. There are like the villains that appear are basically what it's about. It's about Venom is being, he has a bounty on his head. And all these different villains are trying to collect the bounty. So they're all trying to attack him at different times. And some of the villains are a little more successful than others. But some of the cool elements or cool villains that do show up in this that kind of bring you back to that old age are like, when I saw Chance come down, I'm like, holy shit, Chance. A Chance encounter. That brings me back to like Amazing 298, 299, like, you know, the first cameos of Venom. So it was cool to see him in there. We saw Hydro Man in there, which is cool. And there's a lot of like, kind of, you think back, you know, Amazing 315 with Hydro Man was the main story. And then the sub-story of that was Venom escaping the Vault, which is a prison where super villains are housed. So they kind of use that element here in this story. So what it's basically about, Venom is being sought, he's being pursued by a whole bunch of different supervillains, and then he kind of gets information bits by bits between all of them and tries to figure out why are they all after him, and then kind of pieces it together, and finally ends up on this remote island place where this really rich dude is actually the one sending all these villains. The rich dude that is doing this is Justin Hammer. So for those of you who know Justin Hammer, he is primarily a villain for Iron Man. Wealthy guy, kind of a stark competitor. He was actually in Iron Man 2, the movie. Oh my god, I can't remember what name the actor was that portrayed him off the top of my head. I know I'm going to remember this. So hopefully by the end of the video it'll come back to me. I can picture him. I just can't remember what the name is. So, anyways, so he was in Iron Man 2, so he's, you know, it's a relatively well-known, you know, figure. But Venom finds out in the end that he's not actually the one that is after Venom. He just took the bounty because the other person who was really after him offered more money. So basically he's trying to subcontract these villains, and then he can keep a share of the money for himself. The real person paying the bounty isn't Justin Hammer, it is Orwell Taylor. And Orwell Taylor is another interesting character, mostly from a military standpoint, kind of ran the Vault. But his son, son's name was, I think it was Hugh, if not mistaken. So Hugh Taylor actually died at the hands of Venom in that same issue we're just talking about, Amazing 315. So in Amazing 315, when Venom escapes, he takes the lives of some of the guards, and one of the new guards there is actually Hugh Taylor. So there's a direct tie-in right there that his father wants revenge over Venom. He's actually tried to get revenge over him in the past, basically with starting the group, the Jury. So yeah, so it's all intertwined in a David McLean kind of way, where he comes back to writing, brings back some of these plot points from the past, stitches them together, you know, and we get a new story with it, which is very cool. Some notable things that happen in the comic, which I find kind of funny, is this one lady actually offers to Eddie Brock to have she can give him something that'll make his suit impervious to sound, because in the beginning of the first issue, he kind of gets his ass handed to him by Humbug. So basically saying, hey, don't worry, I have a way that your suit can be impervious to sound. And she does a little trick on him. It works. What Eddie doesn't know at the time is that basically it's it's not really stable, and anytime he has an odd kind of sound play, his suit will automatically mimic whatever thing he sees. Example, he's running in the streets and sees a poster of a clown, and then he hears a weird screeching of an ambulance, and then the suit just mimics the clown on him. And then he sees a poster of a captain, like on a Captain Morgan bottle, and then he hears a weird screech from another type of emergency vehicle, and then the suit mimics that look for him. So it's kind of embarrassing for him, and he gets kind of pissed off about it, and he extracts revenge on that scientist who actually sold him on the idea that she could fix it for him. So, little stuff like that in the comic were funny and interesting. But the main plot was we had mercenaries hired, and they were trying to take out Venom, and we find out who the main person is. We don't get a closure to that. So we do know there's another series coming out. We also know that the new series will be, Doctor Doom will be involved in it as the villain, so that'll be interesting. But seriously though, for a throwback to the old Amazing, the book was great. 5-parter. It's not, it's not something you gotta heavily invest yourself in, which is great. Something you can read quickly, especially if you have kids running around, and it's not really easy to read stuff anymore. So yeah, that's also an advantage here. So you can probably pick this up now, I would think, in a trade paperback format at this point. And I recommend it if you like the old Venom era, the old days. Definitely a pick up. The art's okay in it. It's good. I mean, it's not McFarlane, of course. I mean, my dream is to see McFarlane draw again Venom, but if you can get half of the combo together, we got David at least, so there's something to be said there. So yeah, good pick it up, read it, let me know what you think, leave your comments in the comment field, and until next time, guys, take care. Later.